Hey, it's Onesto. And I think every producer wants to kind of sound like Flume at one point in their life. And no shade at all, that was totally me last week. And what I learned is that granular synthesis is one of those things you gotta learn if you want to sound like Flume. So I'm gonna show you what the most important things you gotta know about this sort of synthesis, what kind of samples you want to use with it, and what kind of mindset you should have when trying to tackle this beast. Let's granular synthesize like Flume. Okay, let me show you what we are going to be making today. Here is the finished result. Cool, so that's the fun loop we have, but this is the granular synthesized part that we are focusing on. All right, that's what we're gonna be learning how to make today. Let me turn off that sidechain real quick. Boom. Okay, so this is all made possible with granular synthesis, and our granular synthesizer of choice is Quanta by Audio Damage. This plugin I really like. It makes something complicated like granular synthesis feel very easy. It's even fun to use. The interface looks really great, and I just feel like it has a good workflow. I have a link in the description if you're interested in checking this thing out. I think there's like a demo you can use for 30 days. But yeah, give it a shot. It's totally worth it. Okay, granular synthesis. I'm going to give you like a super condensed version of what that is so you know what is going on when I mess with this plugin. Granular synthesis is a form of synthesis that takes a sample and takes a tiny sliver of it. Those slivers are called grains. And it takes those grains, and something like Quanta, what it does is that it plays those grains, it layers them, it plays them one on top of each other. It adds some movement to it. So now you get, instead of just this like small like sample that just sounds ultra repetitive, and it can sound really textural, it can sound melodic, musical, and you can even add movement to it. So it creates a totally different sound out of a sample that you didn't even think was possible to do before. And the song that I referenced is from Flume's new mixtape. The track is called Mud, and I felt that it just had a lot of simplicity in it, but still, a whole lot of craft in it. And I felt that I was able to really lean on the type of drums that he's using, type of bass, even the texture that you would get from the granular synthesis. So what I'm trying to say is like I totally copied Flume from his track for this demonstration because this is something that I'm not really good at quite yet. I had to really just, copy a reference, and it's totally fine doing that. Just don't, post it online saying that it's your own. I mean, if you're just experimenting, copy away, because that's the only way you're going to become like the person that you're copying. So in this example, I use Quanta in like its most basic form possible. I didn't get into any LFOs. I didn't assign anything in the little matrix here. I am just using everything that you see in this section quite here. I add a little filter to get some lows out of here, but that's it. And I just want to show you the power of Quanta. So what you do is that when you first open Quanta, this area here is going to be blank. It's going to be empty. And you drag a sample inside of it. Here's a sample that we're using with today. Okay, so that sample I grabbed off of Splice is from Medicine's sample pack. I love his stuff. His samples are great. And I found that when selecting samples to use in Quanta, things that worked really well for me were arpeggios, chord progressions, things that were like pretty dry for the most part. I wasn't able to figure out how to use drums in it. I know there's a really cool way to do it. I just have yet to figure it out. But I think if you're just starting off in this, grab an arpeggio or grab some kind of chord progression, even vocal, like a vocal progression, sometimes vocal one-shots, and you can get some cool stuff out of it. So the thing with Quanta, the thing with granular synthesis is that when you step into this thing, you aren't creating a sound, if that makes sense. Instead, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find a sound. And I only say that because there's quite a bit of randomness when it comes to granular synthesis, and that's what makes this so unique. That's what allows you to get these sounds that you can't do in a synth like Serum. So this is how I like to use Quanta for the most part. I like to just pick a random position by clicking and dragging and just press, the key of C. And the key of C is playing this B major pretty much. And then what I like to do is, start off at a point and then click around and try to find a chord progression. So this is what I mean. Then I click. So I'm trying, like I said, like I'm finding something to use. I'm not like playing chords with my hands. I'm not, doing crazy things. It's just really simple. But what Quanta's doing is that it's repeating these grains, just layering them, and it's sounding complex. But what you're playing is like it can get more simple. And then I felt for this sound, just like a single note was too high. I wanted like a little bit of bass to it, so I just did an octave. And then when I find, this like kind of chord progression thing I want to work with, I record it in. And then when I record it, I make sure that like as I'm clicking, it's drawing in some like automation in there. Yeah, so that's how I like to use Quanta for the most part. I typically use it in a really simple way. Usually just pressing one key, maybe two as an octave, and using it monophonically, I just kind of came across better results. And if you want to see like more tips about Quanta, about this granular synthesizer, I have a video that just shows you a bunch of my best ways to use it that I found to be like successful, because it's a tricky plugin, it's a tricky process. But hopefully those tips that I shared in that video can help you, waste a little bit less time and get those results that you've been wanting to get. Okay, so something I like to do after, I dial in that sound that I want from Quanta, is that I like to support it with something. In this case, I supported it with a Reese bass. That's something that Flume does a whole lot in his track. Like when I was referencing what he did in Mud, he has that really cool granular synthesized sound, creating this beautiful texture. He layers it with the bass, it becomes more cohesive. And I find that granular synthesis can feel pretty abstract. It's very, that's like one of his strengths. But then with that abstractness, I like to support it with something that's less abstract, more concrete, that has more like a solid tone, like, oh, like that's playing a C versus like granular synthesis, which just plays something that's kind of like a C. So when you layer those two things together, it makes it just like easier as a listener to digest, understand what's going on. So here is a bass that I'm layering it with. And together, it sounds like this. And of course, in your loop, embellish it with little fun vocal chops like this. Fun stuff like that. Really simple. If you made it this far in this video, first of all, thank you so much. Second of all, it probably means that you really want to sound like Flume. So here I have something you can do at home so that you can level up in 20 minutes. Let's try this out at home. First, find a sample, and that sample, focus on finding a cool chord progression or an arpeggio to use. I just feel like those are the easiest to get something like melodic and musical out of. And then open up your granular synthesizer of choice. Mine is Quanta, of course. I really felt like it's just easy to use, simple to use. I like it. So that's the one I use. Drop your sample into your granular synthesizer and then set a timer for 20 minutes. Giving that time limit is going to prevent you from tweaking for 2 hours when, you're just trying to experiment and learn. Just make it a 20-minute exercise and that'll be good enough. In that 20 minutes, your goal is going to be to make 2 different melodic loops out of the sample that you grabbed. And the nice thing about granular synthesis is that the rhythm, the melody that you find from the sample you choose, it can be really simple. It can even just be 2 positions, and that can be enough because granular synthesis it just gives you such a complex and beautiful sound all on its own. And sometimes that's all you need to hear. So for your first example, I want you to do what I did, which was simply hold down a note and click around. Find that sound you want to use, record it, make sure that you're recording the automation from clicking around. For the second example, try to make it a bit more adventurous, and this is how you can do it. Do the same hold down a note, click around thing, do that, but now try to add in an LFO. I'll show you really quick what I mean by that. So in your LFO, at least in Quanta, so what I like to do is make this kind of sine shape looking LFO into something that's more asymmetrical that looks like this. And just by messing with these knobs here, I found that you just get something a bit more interesting, because when it's symmetrical like this, you just feel like something's sweeping around. This one, it actually sounds like something's being played. So once you have your little fun little shape here, assign that LFO in your matrix to affect either your position or your random knob. So I'll do position, sure. And why not a little bit of randomness? Let's try that out. Tiny bit. We'll go negative. Just like seriously a pinch. That's all you really need. And now when I press a key, it sounds like this. So this is a crazy thing. So I just did that right now, and I think it sounds terrible, and that's totally fine. This is the thing with granular synthesis. It's trial and error. So what I would do to fix that is maybe I increase the frequency. Maybe I mess with the skew. Maybe I mess with the shape. You just gotta just like trial and error this thing like nobody's business, and you might find something you like. Like, I think that already sounds a little bit better. Still not quite there, but it's like starting to get there. And look, if you fail in that 20 minutes, that's okay. If you only like 1 out of the 2 examples, that's totally fine. That's actually really good. Like 1 out of 2 is great when it comes to granular synthesis. And I'm finding that's just the way it is with granular synthesis. It's not that you can't get better at it or faster at it. I mean, you will. You just kind of know what can work or what has a better chance of working. But it's always going to have that degree of chance, that degree of randomness. And that's kind of what makes it a little fun. It's a gamble, so to speak. But there you go. Give that a shot and you'll totally level up in that 20 minutes. You just keep putting it to practice until you become like a baller at it. I hope you learned a thing or two about granular synthesis. There is so much more to learn and experiment with. Hopefully you got some tools today to help you sound a little bit more like Flume. And please support me by liking and subscribing to this channel. It'll be a way to help you and other producers find videos like this to help you level up in the best way possible. And I'll see you later.